Hi, good morning students. In this video, there are 80 bits with answers from Heredity, 8th chapter of 10th biology. It helps you easy and quick revision. Answers are with suitable diagrams for easy understanding and long memory. The process of acquiring characters from parents is called, or transmission of characters from parent to offspring is called, heredity. The process in which traits are passed from one generation to another generation is called inheritance. Differences in characters within very closely related groups of organisms are called variations. What are the causes for occurrence of variations in offsprings? Sexual reproduction and errors in DNA copying. Who is the father of genetics? Gregor John Mendel. Mendel belongs to which country? Austria. Mendel did his experiments on pea plants. When and where Mendel did his experiments on pea plants? In 1857 in a monastery garden. Mendel selected pea plants for his experiments. Why? Or why did Mendel had chosen garden pea for his experiments? Well-defined characters, bisexual flowers, self-fertilization, early hybridization, and annual plant. What are the 7 characters that Mendel selected for his experiments on pea plants? Flower color, flower position, seed color, seed shape, pod color, and stem length. Which color of flower in pea plant is a dominant trait and a recessive trait? Dominant trait is purple. Recessive trait is white. Which position of flower in pea plant is a dominant trait and a recessive trait? Dominant trait is axial. Recessive trait is terminal. Which color of seed in pea plant is a dominant trait and a recessive trait? Dominant trait is yellow. Recessive trait is green. Which shape of seed in pea plant is a dominant trait and a recessive trait? Dominant trait is round. Recessive trait is wrinkled. Which shape of pod in pea plant is a dominant trait and a recessive trait? Dominant trait is inflated. Recessive trait is constricted. Which color of pod in pea plant is a dominant trait and a recessive trait? Dominant trait is green, recessive trait is yellow. Which is a dominant trait and a recessive trait in length of stem in pea plant? Dominant trait is tall, recessive trait is dwarf. The so-called factors are now called as genes. A pair of genes that are responsible for a character is called, or each character is expressed due to a pair of genes are called allele. If an allele has two identical genes, then it is said to be homozygous allele. If an allele has two different genes, then it is said to be heterozygous allele. The characters which can be seen externally are called as phenotype. The genetic constitution of an individual organism is called, or description of genes present in an organism is genotype. What is the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation in Mendel's monohybrid experiment? Three is to 1. What is the genotypic ratio of F2 generation in Mendel's monohybrid experiment? 1 is to 2 is to 1. What is the percentage of heterozygous tall plants in F1 generation? 100%. What is the percentage of homozygous tall plants in F2 generation? 25%. What is the percentage of heterozygous tall plants in F2 generation? 50%. What is the percentage of homozygous dwarf plants in F2 generation? 25%. Based on monohybrid experiment, Mendel proposed two laws. What are they? Law of dominance and law of segregation. Based on dihybrid experiment, Mendel proposed law of independent assortment. Expand DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Expand RNA. Ribonucleic acid. Name the segment of a nucleic acid that is responsible for expression of a trait. Gene. Number of chromosomes present in each human cell is 23 pairs. Chromosomes whose number and morphology do not differ between males and females are called autosomes. Chromosomes that determine the sex of the individual is called allosomes or number of autosomes and allosomes present in each human cell is 22 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of allosomes. Sex chromosomes are of two types. What are they? X chromosome and Y chromosome. Allosomes present in the males are XY. Allosomes present in the females are XX. Which sex chromosome is present in all the gametes produced by women? Only X chromosome. Which sex chromosome is present in the gametes produced by men? Either X chromosome or Y chromosome. What will happen if the sperm containing X chromosome fertilizes the ovum? Zygote will be developed as a girl. What will happen if the sperm containing Y chromosome fertilizes the ovum? Zygote will be developed as a boy. Who decides the sex of the baby? Either father or mother? Father. Evolutionary changes within a species is called microevolution. Due to evolutionary changes, the formation of new species is known as macroevolution or speciation. Who was the first person to propose the theory of evolution? Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Lamarck proposed that the acquired characters are passed on to its offsprings. This is the theory of inheritance of acquired characters. As per Lamarck, give an example for inheritance of acquired characters. Elongation of neck and forelimbs in giraffe. Who did experiments on rats and proved Lamarck's theory was incorrect? August Weismann. Who proved that the bodily changes are not inherited, so they won't be passed to the offsprings? August Weismann. Charles Darwin proposed the theories of natural selection and survival of the fittest. Name the ship travelled by Charles Darwin. HMS Beagle. Darwin observed a small group of related birds in Galapagos Islands. What are they? Pinch birds. Darwin was influenced by a book. Which is that? Principles of Geology, written by Sir Charles Lyell. Darwin was influenced by a theory. Which is that? Malthus theory. Who stated that population grows in geometrical progression, whereas food sources increases in arithmetic progression. Malthus in an essay on the principles of population. Darwin proposed that the nature only selects or decides which organisms should survive or perish in nature. This is the theory of natural selection. Green beetles survive successfully than red beetles is one of the example for natural selection. In a population where there is a struggle, the fittest will be survived. This is called survival of the fittest. The organs which are functionally different but structurally similar are known as homologous organs. Give example for homologous organs. Forelimbs of whale, bat, horse, mole and man. Homologous organs explain divergent evolution. The organs which are structurally differ but functionally similar are known as analogous organs. Give example for analogous organs. Wings of bats, birds and insects. Analogous organs explain convergent evolution. The evidences of ancient life forms which have been preserved by nature is called fossils. Give an example for extinct. Dinosaurs. The study of fossils is called paleontology. Paleontologists determine the age of fossils by using carbon dating method. Which fossil is recognized as connecting link between aves and reptiles? Archaeopteryx. During the course of evolution, Some organs remain in the organisms. These useless organs are called vestigial organs. How many vestigial organs are present in the human body? Nearly 180. Give some examples for vestigial organs present in human body. Pinna, hair, appendix, mammary glands in males, etc. There are nearly 180 vestigial organs in human beings. That's why human being is said to be a moving museum of vestigial organs. Sometimes vestigial organs abruptly appear even in human beings. This phenomenon is called atavism. Give an example for atavism. Baby with a tail. The earliest human beings came from Africa. Okay, children, study well, grow well, be a good citizen and proud to be an Indian. Thank you.